What's up fellow hunters, Nox here, welcome or welcome back. Today we have part 1 of the Ultimate Starter Builds Guide for Sunbreak. This will cover Greatsword, Longsword, Dual Blades, and Sword and Shield. The format for this is going to be a bit different today, so I can get this out to you as quick as possible. Let's get right into it. We're going to kick things off with the Greatsword. For our weapon, we're using the Blade of Talos. It has 280 attack, decent blue sharpness, and a level 2 rampage slot. In that rampage slot, we're using an anti-dragon jewel, which can be exchanged for any other anti-monster jewel that you like. For the armor, we're using the Yukumu Sky Kasa with a tenderizer jewel, the Ingot Mail X with an expert and the grinder jewel, the Velociprey Braces with a critical and a steadfast jewel, the Kezu Coil X with a charger jewel plus 4 and 2 steadfast jewels, and the Ingot Greaves X with 2 grinder jewels. For the Talisman, I'm using a Weakness Exploit level 2 with a 3 and a 1 slot. That might seem daunting, but don't worry, if you only have 2 level 2 slots, you can simply go up here and drop the Expert jewel, and that will make everything fit with just 2 level 2 slots. For the skills, we have 90% affinity on weak spots, we have attack boost level 4, we have max focus, stun resistance, speed sharpening, and 2 levels of crit boost. This is a really nice starter setup for Greatsword. We also have a bonus level of Slugger, which, believe it or not, works really well with Greatswords actually, because the tackle and also the slab actually have pretty decent KO output. So you can KO monsters pretty easily with the Greatsword's moves. We have a level of flinch free and evade window, which we will see pretty regularly just as bonuses from either the skills or the decorations, just to make things a bit smoother. All in all, a very comfortable starter build that hits like a truck. Next, we have the Longsword, and here we're using the Black Katana MK1. It has 230 attack, good natural white sharpness, 5% affinity, and a level 1 rampage slot. Now, in that rampage slot, we are using a Spirit Bird jewel, and for the armor, we're using the Yukumu Sky Kasa with an expert jewel, the Ingot Mail X with a critical and the grinder jewel, the Velociprey Braces with a tenderizer and a steadfast jewel, the Hermitar Coil with 2 critical jewels, and the Ingot Greaves X with 2 grinder jewels. For the Talisman, this one again might look a bit daunting. It's a quick sheath level 2 with 2 level 2 slots. The fire attack on it can be completely ignored. But if you only have 2 level 2 slots, you can totally still make this work. But a quick sheath level 1 with 2 level 2 slots is actually not that rare. So if that is your case, all you gotta do is go up here and drop again 1 expert jewel and you will be completely set to go. For the skills, we have max critical eye and weakness exploit, which will set us at 95% affinity on weak spots, which is really good. We have attack boost level 4 to increase that damage output. Quick sheath level 3, which honestly you should never leave the house without if you're playing Longsword. It just makes that much of a difference. And speed sharpening, which of course is just very convenient to have. If we take a look at the other side, we also have an extra level of handicraft, which is great. And again, we have evade window and stun resistance as a bonus here. All in all, this is a very strong starter Longsword build. Moving on to dual blades, we have a very comfortable template that works with almost all dual blades at the start of Master Rank. As an example, I'm using the Gallet Spirit. It has 260 attack, nice blue sharpness, 28 ice, and a level 3 slot. In that slot, we are running a Frost Jewel Plus, and in the Rampage slot, an Anti-Dragon Jewel. For the armor, we are using the Yukumu Sky Kasa with a Sharp Jewel, the Alloy Mail X with a Tenderizer Jewel, the Ludroth Braces X with 2 Sprinter and 1 Brace Jewel, the Baggy Coil X with a Frost Jewel Plus, and the Ingot Greaves X with a Frost Jewel and a Grinder Jewel. For the Talisman, I'm using my infamous Divine Blessing Evade Extender Talisman with 2 level 2 slots, but those slots is actually the only thing you will require, so you can pick whatever Talisman you want that will complement this build. For the skills, we have maxed out Ice Attack, because this one is set up to run with Ice Dual Blades, but you can make this whatever you want. And if you run raw Dual Blades, just take out the Ice Jewels and put in some more Attack Boost or Critical Eye. And speaking of which, we have Attack Boost level 4, Critical Eye level 4, Max Weakness Exploit, Protective Polish, Marathon Runner, Divine Blessing, Speed Sharpening. You can already see why this build is so comfortable. 2 levels of Evade Extender, and again a bunch of extras. If you prefer to run your dual blades without Marathon Runner, all you need to do is come up here and change the Ludroth Braces X to the Velociprey Braces. That will automatically give you 2 more levels of attack boost, and a free slot to outfit with whatever you want. As you can see, it's a very comfortable build that you can freely adjust to your liking. Next, we have the Sword and Shield. Here we're going to be using the Royal Order's sword. This thing actually really surprised me. This is a straight upgrade to the Kimura SNS, which isn't bad in itself. But here we have natural wide sharpness, we have 10% affinity, and a 50 defense bonus, which for master rank early on is nothing to laugh at. That's really good. And we have some decent slots. Now in those slots we have a Tenderizer jewel, and in the Rampage slot, again an anti-dragon jewel, which you can switch for whatever you like. For the armor, we're using the Yukumu Sky Kasa once again with a Tenderizer jewel, the Ingot Mail X with a Tenderizer and a Grinder jewel, the Velociprey braces with a critical and a brace jewel, the Hermitar coil with 2 critical jewels, and the Ingot Greaves X with 2 Grinder jewels. For the Talisman, I'm using a Wirebug Whisperer level 3 with a level 3 slot. Now don't let that scare you away because it's actually not that rare, and this can be replaced with a Wirebug Whisperer level 1 with 2 level 2 slots, or vice versa, so this isn't hard to make. And as you can see, we have an Expert jewel in there, so you can always drop that and go down a little bit in affinity if you need to. For the skills, you can see this thing again is really stacked. We have actually 100% affinity on weak spots here due to the Sword and Shield having 10% itself. We have attack boost level 4, max crit boost, we have speed sharpening on here, we have Wirebug Whisperer level 3 of course from the Talisman, which for a Sword and Shield is just really good because you can hit those Metsushoryu Gekis almost back to back, which is really cool. It's a really fun playstyle. And aside from that, we of course again have a bunch of bonuses like stun resistance, handicraft, some extra evade window, flinch free, and so on. Part 2 will be up on the channel soon as well, so make sure you stay tuned. As always, thanks for watching, take it easy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.